Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, coming to you live from CES 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me for this segment, we have Dr. Rufus Rankin, Director and Head of Empirical Index Research at Nasdaq Investment Intelligence, as well as Sara Mehle, Index Research Strategist at Nasdaq Investment Intelligence. They join us to discuss how Nasdaq and the Consumer Tech Association partners on index design and some of the key themes that we're seeing with indexing. It's great to have you both with us, and Sara, I'd like to kick it off with you. Give us a brief history of Nasdaq and the CTA partnership.
Sure, so starting back in 2010, we launched our first index with CTA, and that was the smartphone index. So over the last 13 years, we've partnered on numerous indexes where CTA is bringing in their tech expertise, Nasdaq is bringing in the index construction expertise, and together we're able to create indexes that we can't invest in directly, but there are funds that track these indexes that make these tech themes accessible to investors.
Rufus, how does Nasdaq and CTA partner on thematic indexes tracking specific themes in tech?
Right, CTA has the expertise, the insight, really the background in all of technology, so they can bring the information we need to have really granular and really well-constructed thematic indexes that track and provide the exposure that investors really want. So their participation is crucial to actually selecting the companies that are truly participating in the industries we're trying to access.
Sara, how many indexes have we partnered on with CTA?
Yes, we've got 16 indexes with 20 funds that are tracking across 7 different countries. So it's a pretty incredible lineup of everything from global climate tech to cybersecurity, AI and robotics, digital health is another one. Some other ones that I'm off the top of my head, but a very broad or vast lineup of different tech themes that we're seeing here today.
We certainly are. We're going to get into that in just a moment here, but Rufus, what does this mean for CTA due to the steady expansion of the indexes?
Right, well, CTA isn't just about CES. They are the technology association for the whole world. And partnering with Nasdaq, I think, demonstrates their expertise to a completely different industry and to a lot of different market participants and even just individual investors as well. So I really think it's about visibility for CTA.
Sara, what are some of the biggest index themes that you're watching?
Yeah, so one of our newest indexes with CTA is the Nasdaq CTA Global Climate Tech Index. So today we've seen a lot of some climate tech things. Also, digital health, that was one that we saw a lot today. We were walking around kind of the startups and a lot of digital health items over there. Mobility is a huge one, obviously, where we're sitting right now, but I think AI and robotics, cybersecurity, cloud and infrastructure, video game software, and video games and esports. So some of the bigger constituents in those indexes are present, so we're excited to go visit those booths. Any others that I'm forgetting?
Yeah, those are the key ones.
Yeah. Well, Rufus, let's wrap up with you for a moment here. How are you bringing academia into our index business?
Right, so we want to bring academic research and academic rigor into the way we construct indexes, but also the way we talk about them and educate investors and issuers and asset owners about that. So one fun thing to look at is just a simple measure of dependence or correlation is, let's look at the dispersion across the different 16 indexes we have with CTA. A lot of people think tech is monolithic. It's either 7 or 100 companies and that's it. That's really not the case. For 2023, the dispersion, that is the difference between the biggest gaining index and the biggest losing index, was over almost 60%. And you had lots of variation in there in terms of what the annual performance was for 2023. And so that demonstrates that the tech is not monolithic, and by partnering with CTA, we can identify different pockets and different themes within technology companies that investors can use to build really well-informed portfolios and get the exposure they really want.
All right, Rufus, Sara, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me from CES. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.